Hey guys, welcome back. This is Tough Choice with Kazeem Rahman. I'm your host, the highly blessed and highly favored Kazeem Rahman. Before we start, like, share, subscribe to this podcast. We are growing and we love it. The guest today is, well, you saw the title. It's me. It is me. One of our deep dive episodes. We're going to do some Would You Rathers. We're going to do some What Would You Do's. We're going to do some Black Excellence. So guys, you know how we do here. We don't really waste any time. The game is Tough Choice. You must pick between the two choices. You must explain yourself. You get one pass. You get one pause. Let's start the show.
Let it begin. Let it begin.
Now, usually at the end of every month, we do a deep dive, definitely, and we always go through our constant choice.
Constant.
To finally give a definitive answer on what the constant choice should be. So, would you rather have TMZ constantly create lies about you, or have your mom fly a drone that follows you everywhere, full video and audio? Now, listen, pros and cons of each thing, because each of them have some pros, each of them have some cons. Let's start with the TMZ constantly creating lies about you. Okay. Everyone knows the obvious con is lies. If it's not true, then it's not going to be good. No one feels good about any lies creating about you. Now, some pros, yes, okay. Some people in past episodes have said, listen, any exposure is good exposure. That's good to an extent. That's good if you are a Kardashian. I am not a Kardashian. I don't want to be the center of attention all the time, especially if it's constant lies. Okay? Now, someone will say, oh, but what about your family reading all these stories? Your family has your phone number. Your family can decipher what's true and what's not, right? So your family will be a little pissed, but eventually your family will be numb to it. Eventually you yourself will be numb to it. At the same time, constant lies, the one question I think of is, do you feel like you are mentally strong enough to handle this kind of consistency? Because that's a different level of strength that we're going to need if we do TMZ creating constant lies. If this was like some random humdrum Instagram account creating lies, I wouldn't care. But too many people watch TMZ. Too many people. And yes, you can, have a situation where TMZ, publishes a lie about you, and then you just go online or you go live, Instagram live, YouTube live, TikTok live. Yes, you can release a statement each time, but eventually someone starts looking crazy, right? Eventually the thought is, hey, why do they keep saying these things about you? Someone's going to start looking crazy. They're going to be like either TMZ is obsessed with Kazeem and they need to stop. They need to stop creating these lies. Or it's going to be like, yo, Kazeem needs to always defend himself, right? Kazeem always needs to release a statement to talk about, these lies, quote unquote lies. But why do the lies keep coming? Why do the lies keep being consistent? So the thought of exposure, any exposure is good exposure, I disagree with. I disagree with completely. But I can, get some exposure, right? As long as they say, hey, Kazeem Rahman, host of the world famous podcast, Tough Choice with Kazeem Rahman, hashtag Tough Choice. As long as they say stuff like that before they start lying, I think I'll be all right. But do I think that eventually I'm not going to have some kind of breakdown because of the lies? That's tough to say. That really is tough to say. Now, the other option, my mom flying a drone that follows me everywhere. Okay. People are always asking this question. Is it 4K video? Yes. High def audio? Yes. Does she follow you when you're sleeping? No. Drones cannot be inside your apartment unless you let it inside your apartment. But let's say you're in a building. The drone's just going to be outside waiting for you. right? Or it's going to go around the building to sneak through some windows and stuff like that. Listen, I am alone right now in my 1-bedroom apartment. And, you know, I mean, listen, I don't want my mom to know what I'm doing right now. And I'm just sitting here recording a podcast. It's just a weird privacy thing, especially when you have an immigrant mother. You never want an immigrant mother in your business just because, even if she's a chill mom, you never want a mom in your business. And flying a drone, I can explain that, right? I got my own little recorder. I have my own little personal assistant. I can record my life. I'm making a documentary. I can explain that. The problem is the conversation with your mom every time you have a conversation with your mom, because you can't fill her in on things that you're doing or things that you want to do because she's just been following you around every day, right? Especially, let's say that she's trying to follow you around and today is just one of those days where you just want to stay in. Today's just one of those days where you just want to sit, relax, and stay inside. And then you get a phone call. Yo, you haven't been outside today. You don't want to get some sunlight? Yo, mom, can you leave me alone? I mean, the drone is running out of battery. Who cares? The drone will never run out of battery, by the way. We're not going to be fair to you guys. The drone will never run out of battery. So the pros of your mom flying you around is, listen, you get to document your life and show your kids. That's a fun thing. That's fun eventually, right? There's going to be some growing pains, but it's not all the time. It's not everywhere, right? There's no drone in the shower. There's a drone outside your bathtub. If there's a window, yes, but it doesn't watch you sleep. It just, when you go out, it follows you. When you drive around, it follows you, right? And you get a good documentation of your life. The con is it's your mom. Now, the pro is it's your mom, because if I want anyone following me around every day, I would prefer it be my mom than a stranger, of course. But I still don't want it to be my mom. So the definitive answer for this situation, I'm going to have to go with my mom flying the drone around everywhere I go, simply because of the question we asked a couple minutes ago. Do I feel like I'm mentally strong enough to handle consistent lies from TMZ? And honestly, the answer is no. I don't think anyone is. I've seen too many celebrities go crazy. And it's like when people are they seem normal, but when people are like documenting them, it's weird. So many celebrities have stories of them going broke, and then they come out later and be like, yeah, I was never broke. Those were all fake stories, right? And it's like, you don't want to walk around in your life and have people just looking at you like, oh, yo, did you read that story about him on TMZ every week? Eventually, they're either going to think you're crazy for continually saying that these stories are false, or they're going to think TMZ is insane. And listen, TMZ broke that Kobe Bryant died. So their ethics are horrible and it's an evil corporation. But I mean, yo, they've been batting 500 for a while. So I'm just going to go with my mom. I'm going to be, I'm going to have a conversation with my mom on when to drone and when not to drone, right? Because there are some times where I just don't want to drone around, or I just want to be by myself. I just want to think, and I just don't want to hear bzzz. I don't want to hear buzz around. That's weird. All right. That's our constant choice for the month of July.
Constant.
Actually, that was our constant choice for the month of August.
Constant.
Let's continue. Would you rather be forced to communicate with only handwritten letters drafted with your non-dominant hand, or have everyone in the world speak too quietly for you to hear them, which is a soft whisper? Oof. All right. This is hard. If everyone's speaking too quietly, what does that mean? Which means you have to get really close to them to hear them. And if they're over the phone, you have to really get in a super quiet place. Yeah, like you have to go walk in the closet. You have to turn the TV off. You have to turn the air conditioning off. Everything has to be quiet for you to hear them. Everyone in the world is speaking too quietly. So that minor inconvenience. Or do you want a huge inconvenience of being forced to communicate with only handwritten letters drafted with your non-dominant hand? Now, let's just say I pick the non-dominant hand written letters. Here's how I would go about doing that. I would stick to yes or no questions. I would automatically have card stock and just write with my non-dominant hand, yes, no, and maybe. And I would just print out 1,000 of them and just hand out. If it's a yes question, I hand them a card that says yes. If it's a no question, I hand them a card that says no. Because if you're listening, it says communicate with handwritten letters. Now, it does not mean you hold up the card. You have to hand them the card. You have to hand them the letter. Yes, and then signed Kazeem Rahman. And I really don't think I can do that. Because now that I'm thinking about it, man, I have to carry. I will say this, maybe for the first 3-4 months, it's going to be a very hard struggle. But eventually I can become omnidextrous. I don't know that word. I can write with my left hand eventually. I can get better at writing with my left hand. It'll be more legible. And then I can figure it out. But I send a lot of emails. I send a lot of text messages. I talk over the phone. I can't. I'm going to have to let the people in the world speak too softly. I have to. You have to let the people in the world speak too softly. That's going to suck. That is definitely going to suck. But do I want to write letters? No. So there we are. Would you rather be unable to recognize anyone's face or have pixelated vision? Fine pixels, but still pixels. This is harder than you think. Pixelated vision means super fine pixels. So everyone's face is a little blurry. But if you know them, you can recognize them, if you get what I'm saying. Or have perfect vision, but be unable to recognize anyone's face. It doesn't mean that you don't know who they are. It just means that when you see them, you're unable to recognize their face, right? So if I see my mom, essentially I would have to be like, who is this? And then she's going to be like, it's your mom. You can recognize their voice, but you can't recognize their face. Or you just have pixelated vision. So everyone's just a tiny bit blurry, just a little bit, super fine pixels. I'm going to say, let's go with unable to recognize anyone's face, only because I don't think having pixelated vision, eventually I'll get used to it. Okay. But man, that's going to suck if that's my world, right? Because then I can't read any street signs really. Right? I can see a TV, I can see a fan, I can see a couch, but can I see a street sign? No. Can I see someone walking to me? Yes. Can I see who they are from afar? Probably not. They have to get up within arm's reach for me to know who they are if I have pixelated vision. And can I do that? No. But if I'm unable to recognize anyone's face, eventually my friends will understand and I'll live my life. But I can understand why someone will say I'd rather have pixelated vision. I know too many people for me to not be able to recognize anyone's face. That was a tongue twister. But I'm going to go with the not recognizing because pixelated vision just sounds horrible. Let's do some what would you do's. While digging in the forest, you find evidence of an ancient alien civilization. You could keep the technology for yourself and become rich, or share it with the world and stay poor. What do you do? Now, normally I would say become rich because that's just a rule in Tough Choice. You are allowed to be selfish once in a while. For those of you who don't know, there are 4 rules to Tough Choice. Always weigh long term over short term, okay, before answering everything. 2, no self-harm unless absolutely necessary. 3, you can either be materialistic or shallow. You cannot be both. And then last one, you can be self-centered sometimes, keyword sometimes. If I can get rich off an alien invention, I will most likely do that. Now, at the same time, if the invention helps humanity, I will share it with the world. I'm just one of those guys. Admittedly, you got me. All right, guilty as charged. I'm just one of those guys who feels like there's a purpose for me to give back to this world. So let's say if like the invention can cure world hunger, then I mean, yeah, I'm gonna give it to the world and just be poor and I'll be fine. Cause then I know that I've helped, right? But if the invention is just like, oh, you can, have a helmet that gets hardened on command, or hey, you can, create some weights from scratch, right? Or you can print out a couch or something like that. I'm good. I'm good. If it's like a new rubber that you can use for tires and then tires won't go bad, I'll probably sell that. I'll probably sell all those things. You know what I mean? I don't need to give that to society. I'll sell that. I'm good on that. So it depends. It really does depend on whether or not I get rich or poor, on whether or not it helps society. All right. A man with a gun jumps into your taxi and asks you to drive him around while he takes care of some business. He promises to only hurt bad guys, and you can trust him. What do you do? Now, you have to judge the situation. There's a movie called Collateral where Jamie Foxx is driving Tom Cruise around and Tom Cruise just kills people. Okay, cool. If he jumps in with a gun, if I see the gun, I'm jumping out of the car. If he jumps in with the gun and I'm already driving, if I'm driving him around and then he says, oh, by the way, you should know I have a gun. We're going to go kill some people. Oof. All right. I'm going to drive. And then at the first stop, as soon as he gets out the car, I'm driving off. Now, let's say he gets out the car, but he makes me give him the keys. Okay, then guess what? Guess what, guys? I'm in for an adventure. Right? If I see an out, I'm leaving though. If I see an out, I'm leaving. I'm probably going to run. It don't matter to me. I'm probably going to run and hide. Right? I'll leave him the keys. He can drive away. I'm probably going to run and hide. Most likely. If I see an out, I'm taking it. But if I don't see an out, then I'll be fine. You know what I mean? You're abducted by aliens. There's a lot of aliens today. You're abducted by aliens and flown away in a ship. They promise to bring you somewhere amazing and you'll love it. Along the way, you discover aliens are allergic to human hair. What do you do? I just keep that in the pocket, baby. I just keep that knowledge in the back of my head while I'm dealing with these aliens. Right? Human hair, dang it. I'm not a hairy guy. I have a lot of head hair. I have a lot of, I have a beard, but I don't really have a lot of hair on my body. Me saying body sounded weird, but who cares? So, but if I know that aliens are allergic, I mean, I'm already abducted. I'm already going to a place. I'm gonna, keep that knowledge in the back of my head. So when it's time to strike, it's time to strike. You know what I mean? Because I don't think I'm going to like where they're going to take me, right? Unless it's like Miami, but I'm in a ship. I'm probably going to a different planet, right? It's not like if I'm going to like Colombia or Brazil, okay, let's go. Let's go, aliens. But if I'm going to Pluto, if I'm going to Mars, nah, fam, I'm going to whip out this human hair and you're probably going to get it. Just saying. You're a fighter pilot. You see a UFO. God dang it. All these aliens. You're a fighter pilot. You see a UFO flying toward North Korea. You want to follow, but it means flying into enemy territory. I'm going to let the North Koreans handle that. Oh, I didn't even finish the thing. What do you do? I'm going to let the North Koreans handle that. Why would I fly? Because here's the thing. North Korea will just shoot you down. They don't give a fuck. You're in their airspace. They will shoot you down. They don't care. Now, at the same time, I'm going to be telling the world, yo, I saw a UFO. I think, Mr. Kim Jong-un has, some ties to some aliens. I'm going to tell everybody. I'm going to tell the government. I'm going to tell the FBI. I'm going to tell TMZ. Who knows? I'm going to tell people though. So for me, I'm not following the UFO. I should follow, but I mean, come on now. What if the UFO is in cahoots with North Korea? So no, nah, fam. All right. Now it is time for our segment, Black Excellence.
Perfect.
I will pose a couple situations and then I will tell you whether or not it is going to be billionaire Oprah Winfrey or the 44th president of these United States, Barack Hussein Obama. Who would put out the most effort into getting their friend laid? Who's the best wing person? Honestly, I would say Obama would be the best. Oh no, who would be the best or who put the most effort in? Oprah would put the most effort. Obama would be the best though. Because Obama's still Obama. Obama is still very smooth. So Oprah would definitely put out the best effort. She would put out the most effort, but Obama's still Obama. Right? Oprah will go on the loudspeaker and be like, oh, I love Kazeem. He saved my life. Right? And he's single, ladies. Like she would do some stuff like that. Obama would just go up to the girl and be like, yo, hey, my friend over there, he likes you. Just want to let you know. By the way, I'm Barack Obama. I don't know. I don't know what he would do, but he would be good at it. Who would make $10K in commission the fastest as a used car salesman? Barack Obama. Wait, hold on. Oprah. I think if Oprah sold used cars, she would be a way better salesman. Only because, I don't know, female car dealers are actually better than male car dealers because the women naturally gravitate to them, and most cars are bought by women, whether you realize it or not. That's why most cars are built for women, whether you realize it or not. Who has gotten the most upset while playing Monopoly? Obama. Come on now. Obama. You don't become the president of the United States if you don't have an ego. And Monopoly is not good for people with egos because I cheat. I'll tell you right now, I cheat at Monopoly in a heartbeat. Don't put me as banker. Don't make me the banker. If you make me the banker, just expect me to randomly come up with random $100 bills. You don't steal 500s. You only steal hundreds and 50s. That's the only thing. Don't make me banker, dog. I'm about to cheat. I'm about to just have money. Right? Who has accidentally sent a dirty text to the wrong person? I think it was Oprah, and I think she accidentally sent it to Gail instead of sending it to Stedman. Just saying. All right. That is the end of Black Excellence.
Perfect.
Let us continue. Would you rather only be able to eat frozen food or have every text message you've ever sent or received posted publicly? I'm going to eat frozen food. I'm going to eat ice. I'm going to eat frozen pastries. I'm going to eat some frozen food in a heartbeat. Every text message I've ever sent, yo, I'm going to get in so much trouble from everybody. Man, every text message I've ever sent posted publicly. It'd be different if I wasn't trying to, actively be eventual famous. It'd be different. If I wasn't famous, I wouldn't care. Because if it's posted publicly, it don't matter. It really don't matter. But, man, I am a stand-up comedian and I've sent some things. I've received some things. So, nah, we can't do that. Would you rather show up to work on a Monday in only a bath towel, or attend a local yoga class and get naked halfway through? Okay. I know some people are like, oh, but what if you work from home? You know, Corona, people are working from home now. You know what it means. You know exactly what it means. You're attending an in-office work with only a bath towel on. No shirt, no nothing, no underwear, just a bath towel. Or attend a local yoga class and get naked halfway through. I think I'm going to do the yoga class. Here's why. Because I don't usually go to yoga classes. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, I can just show up to a yoga class, sign up, fake name, of course. No, actually, no fake names. You know what it means. You're going to sign up. You're going to get naked halfway through. And then I would be asked to leave, but I would leave. I would be asked to leave, but I definitely would still leave. I can't show up to work in a bath towel. I need my job, right? Even if you're a comedian, even if you're a full-time comedian, you cannot show up to your job in a bath towel. It's still a job. You cannot show up in a bath towel. You better be good. These jokes better be funny if you're going to show up in a bath towel. But the local yoga class, I mean, listen, it's going to be a wild day for them. It's going to be a wild day for you. And everyone's going to have a nice story, right? Last one. Would you rather tell every child you meet that they're adopted, or pee through a catheter for the rest of your life? Now, some people don't know what a catheter is. A catheter is, think of it this way, for men. I can only speak for men. A catheter is like a tight condom that you put on the penis and you pee in it, and you pee into a bag, right, for the rest of your life. Or tell every child you meet that they're adopted. Now, if you don't have family, if you don't have any kids, and you know what, I'm going to make this harder. Every child you see, not every child you meet for the first time, every child you meet, right? Not for the first time, right? If I see my cousin's son, so my second cousin or whatever, just call him my nephew. If I see my nephew, I'm telling him he's adopted. Next time I see him, I'm still telling him he's adopted. When he's 30, I'm still telling him he's adopted. My friend's kid, when I see her, I'm telling her she's adopted. As soon as she graduates pre-K, when I have to go to that graduation, I'm telling her she's adopted. If I see her, I'm telling her she's adopted. Or pee through a catheter. You have to carry around a bag with you for the rest of your life, a pee bag. Where's that? I mean, yes, you can strategically put it on your leg, tape it, have pants, whatever. But man, that is going to be sucky. Or I can tell every child, damn, I'm going to have to pee through a catheter for the rest of my life. Man, this is hard. This is way harder than I thought. I can't tell every child they're adopted. Every child will be with their parent, even if they're, right? And you know what? And it's every child you meet. It's not when the child grows up, right? So if we're being fair again, and we're being honest, we're going to have to say from 0 to 6 is a child. It's from 0 to 10. Let's be fair. You're a child, not a toddler. You're a child. 10 years old is a child. Right? As soon as you start getting to 11 and 12, you start hitting a little puberty. But 10 years old, you are a child. End the discussion. So as soon as you get to 10, it's like, yo, you're adopted. It's like, ugh, I can't. I can't tell a child they're adopted. I'm gonna have to figure out the catheter thing because I'm just too nice, right? Don't be nice. You don't have to be nice like me, right? Some of you degenerates out there who I love because you subscribe to this podcast, you will tell a child they're adopted. I can't do that. I can't. There's no way I can do that. All right, guys, that's our episode. This has been Tough Choice with Kazeem Rahman. You can find me online at Kazeem Comedy. That's Kazeem Comedy. Like, share, subscribe to this podcast. We're growing and we love it. Subscribe to our YouTube, our Facebook, our Instagram. We have Tough Choice Versus videos. They're out and we love those too. They're growing. You can see my face. You can see the people's faces. You can see former guests of this podcast. You can see their faces, what they look like. It's a little more heated conversation, more like a Skip and Shannon kind of ESPN debate kind of videos that we do. And if you have a tough choice question or a Mary Bang Kill you want us to consider, email toughchoice@outlook.com. That is toughchoice@outlook.com. I've been Kazeem Rahman. You guys have been amazing. Bye.